The Bay of Pigs invasion was a significant event in the history of Cuba and the United States. It took place on April 17, 1961, and was an attempted military invasion of Cuba by a group of Cuban exiles trained and supported by the United States government. The invasion aimed to overthrow the leader of Cuba, Fidel Castro, and his communist regime. However, the operation ultimately failed, leading to profound consequences for both countries. The impacts of the Bay of Pigs invasion were far-reaching. Firstly, the invasion solidified Fidel Castro's position as the Cuban leader and strengthened his regime. The failed attempt to overthrow him only served to increase his popularity among the Cuban people, who saw him as a symbol of resistance against foreign intervention. Castro used the invasion as a rallying point to further consolidate his power and implement harsher measures against his political opponents. Secondly, the Bay of Pigs invasion had severe consequences for the United States. The failure of the operation was a significant embarrassment for the U.S. government, particularly for President John F. Kennedy, who had approved it. It exposed the flaws in the Central Intelligence Agency's CIA plan and execution, leading to a loss of credibility and trust in the agency. The invasion also strained relations between the United States and its Latin American neighbors, as many countries viewed the intervention as a violation of Cuba's sovereignty and independence. Furthermore, the Bay of Pigs invasion had unintended consequences that impacted Cuba, the United States, and the global stage. One of the most significant unintended consequences was the strengthening of Cuba's ties with the Soviet Union. Faced with hostility from the United States, Castro sought support from the Soviet Union, leading to the establishment of closer economic, military, and political cooperation between the two countries. This ultimately led to the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, bringing the world to the brink of nuclear war. The Bay of Pigs invasion also taught valuable lessons to both the United States and Cuba. For the United States, it served as a reminder of the limitations of military intervention and covert operations in achieving political goals. It highlighted the importance of comprehensive planning, accurate intelligence, and understanding the complexities of the target country's political and social landscape. The failure of the invasion prompted the U.S. government to reassess its approach to Cuba and marked a shift in policy towards a more diplomatic and engagement-focused strategy. For Cuba, the Bay of Pigs invasion reinforced the need for self-reliance and resilience in the face of external threats. It further solidified the country's commitment to socialism and strengthened its resolve to resist foreign interference. The failed invasion became a symbol of Cuban nationalism and an important cornerstone of the country's revolutionary narrative. It also allowed Cuba to cultivate closer ties with other socialist and anti-imperialist countries, shaping its foreign policy for decades to come.